Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And here's our non-spoiler review for The Farewell. The Farewell is directed and written by Lulu Wang, and it stars Awkwafina as Billy. And this movie, when it was screened at Sundance, it was very well received, and it's currently, I believe, it could be wrong by the time this video posts, but it's at like 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh.
Which is great. So the premise of the story is that Billy, who is Chinese American, lives with her mom and dad. They've moved from China when she was very young, to New York, and she finds out that her grandmother, and they call her Nai Nai, in the movie, is sick with cancer. It's stage 4, and basically they're going to go say goodbye to her, but they're not going to let her know that she is terminally ill. And Billy is kind of torn with that decision. Like, how do you not tell the person? And it's almost like a Western meets Eastern type of like a cultural clash.
Yeah,
a very
culture shock kind of a thing. Because it doesn't. I haven't really seen that ever in America. But
you've experienced it through me.
Yeah.
So before we get into like our personal experiences, this is actually a story that writer-director Lulu Wang has actually personally experienced. It is her story with her own grandmother. So it's very personal, and you can definitely feel that when you were watching it on the screen. And I have to say, 1, I love the story, and 2, I absolutely loved Awkwafina in it.
She did a really good job. I was really shocked to be like, oh wait, that's Awkwafina?
Right.
And because you're used to seeing her very vibrant, very animated, very comedy, but she does a really good job on bringing just the feels to this character.
I mean, she made me cry. The whole story made me cry just because it hits very close to home to kind of see the setting, hear everybody speak Chinese in the movie, and kind of knowing that like situation and have experienced it. Yeah. Really spoke to me in it, because we were just there with my family in November, and my grandmother, was sick too, so that kind of just like a double whammy. So I basically sadly cried and laughed through the whole movie. But I really liked the personal touch that I had in it. I really, before I went in, didn't actually realize how much Chinese was going to be spoken in this movie. Yeah, and I loved it.
And I have to admit, I'm sorry to say, I missed a lot because I can't read fast enough, and sometimes those words go flying by when they have the subtitles. Fast. But you still got the idea of it, and they still had a good amount of English in there to kind of make it so someone who's not good with foreign languages or good at watching foreign films more comfortable in watching something like this. And I think it's great that you can kind of bring in someone from a different culture, but yet you still understand the feelings and the emotions and the reasoning and the family.
Yeah.
So, and plus I've gotten to experience a little bit of it, but then to see this movie, it's kind of like going in with learning a little bit, and then being able to appreciate it, all of the cultural innuendos and things like that, and being able to understand it more.
I really... Oh, sorry, our dog just ran here with a toy.
Hi, Navi. Oh.
We'll put her in the review.
Navi face. She's so cute.
Now that she's on camera, she's like, no, please don't put me down. See, look at her. She's camera shy.
Fine.
We'll put her down. This movie isn't just like... I love how they opened it because they're like based on an actual lie. But it isn't all comedy, and it isn't all like dramatic tears all the way through. There's a really great balance through the whole thing. And I love that it's not just about saying your final goodbye to grandma. It's self-discovery, it's reuniting with the family and kind of going back to your root and kind of taking away what you can take away from that experience, and in the end, how you're left with, if you knew that someone, was terminally ill and she was very old, he or she was very old and have a few months left, do you tell her or do you not? Because their thought is, let's not tell her because we don't want her in her last days to be burdened with all this stuff.
And let us take on
the burden and let her just live out her normal life as she would every day. And where the other family members are like, well, what if she has things that she wants to take care of? What if things she doesn't get to say the things she wants to say? Mm-hmm. But I think that also kind of at the end, it really depends on how you look at it. I feel like at the very end, like I thought I was going to have an answer, but like, of course I would do it this way or that way. And at the end, it makes you think and you really don't know. At least for me, I am conflicted. And I think that's a part of the upbringing too, because, I lived part of my life in Taiwan. I've lived the majority of my life here in the States. So there is kind of that push and pull balance. And I also wanted to add that the actress who played the grandmother's sister, so Billy's great aunt, is actually Lulu Wang's great aunt in real life.
Oh, yeah.
So she actually does, it's like her legit family member who it would, and through the actual story, her personal story, she was the one that was like, let's not tell her, let's like everybody come and we're gonna fake a wedding.
That was one of the parts that I found hilarious, is that they had this whole fake wedding just so everyone could spend time with her.
Yeah, because you need an excuse, because otherwise she's going to be like, well, why is everybody visiting? Like, you have to have a cause for celebration. And what better way to celebrate than a wedding banquet? Like, everybody together, all the food, all the drinks. I love that. All the karaoke and all the speeches. It's great. And you haven't actually even been to, like, a Chinese wedding.
No, I haven't.
It's literally, it's like that.
That is hilarious.
I mean, there's steps before that. There's, like, the ceremony where... That's a whole nother video.
But I have to admit, that's what's also great about this day and age in film, and also what's going on in film culture, is this, we're starting to get more of a wide representation of so many different cultures now, and I want to see more of it. And
just so you can learn about other people's culture, and it's nice to experience it for those 2 hours in the theater.
And the fact that they don't answer whether it's right or wrong, it's just a different culture. And we really need more of that in our films these days. Yeah. I mean, to see you so connected. I like boohooed through
the whole thing.
It's not just the crying, but for you to be like, that's my family.
Yeah.
That is my life. I have lived so much of this, and to see it on the big screen, I could tell how much it meant to you.
Yeah, just growing up, I'm gonna get a little teary, but growing up, going to see movies in movie theaters in Taiwan, it's usually like an American film, like a blockbuster type film.
Yeah.
You see it in theaters, and it's most of the time, actually, for me, my personal experience, all the time that I've gone to the theaters, it's always been like, a blockbuster film, American film, which is fine because I love those, and it's spoken in its original language, English, no dubbing, but they put the subtitles on the bottom. Mm-hmm. And for so long, that was my movie-going experience, was to watch in another language and to read the Chinese subtitles. And I said to you after seeing this movie that one of the reasons why it meant so much to me, it's not just about the representation, that it's a female Asian writer-director and a full Asian cast that's in this. It's also seeing it in the language that my native tongue, with the English subtitle on the bottom, which kind of flipped everything around for me. And I said, wow, that's just really interesting to kind of see that. And I want to see more movies like this from different places, different countries. And what matters, that it's a Chinese cast and a Chinese writer-director about a family issue and about self-discovery, and it's not a movie about kung fu.
Yeah.
And they're not doing martial arts, which those are great. I watched those growing up too, but for this to be in the theater, that just meant so much to me.
And I think that's just something we need more and more in this day and age. And it was so nice to see that. You're able to see it.
Yeah.
When I was sitting next to Wendy in the theater, I was just like, she was just fully involved, fully engaged, and it was just, you could see the connection that you had with the film.
And I want more movies like this for everybody. So everybody, regardless of where you're from and what language you speak, you can look at the screen and say, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I lived through that.
How important that is.
And I think the more and more we diversify everything in the industry, the more and more we're going to have a chance to let movies and stories like these come through on the big screen for everybody to experience. Because I would love to have people learn about my culture, and I would love to learn about other people's culture. So it's like, I love my blockbusters, and I love my DC Marvel movies, my Star Wars, but movies like these are really, really important too, because that can open the door for so many more stories. So I implore you guys to please check out The Farewell. It's in theaters now. It has been for a little while. Please go see it while it's in theaters. So vote with your money and and enjoy it. You're gonna have a lot of fun. Like, our theater, like, definitely was, at the appropriate times, like, busted up laughing, and I was like, yes. It's for everybody.
So what would be your
I mean, if I could have seen this on opening night, I would have. So we missed that boat. So I'm gonna say check it out. Absolutely check it out. Do it in theaters.
Yeah, definitely check this film out. It's really good. It's very well done, and it really hits the feels.
Oh yeah, all the feels. So you guys, thank you so much for watching this review of The Farewell. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.